messages.
Listen, you know what? I always want to mess with people that, like, I get a strange call. Or a couple nights ago, I got a prank call. Somebody's like, called me, goes, "Do you remember me?" He yelled in the phone. It was like 2 in the morning. And I think to myself, I'm like, I'm going to mess with this guy. And then I just stop. I always stop and I go,
Steve.
What?
Justin TV's down.
Oh. All right, I'll fix it in a sec. And I always say to myself, I don't have time for this. I go back to living my life. Like, I always stop myself and I just say I don't have time for it, and I just go on living my life. And that is what because I really am tempted in the moment to mess with these people, but then I'm like, I want to call them back, and then I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell is the point?
I'll tell you the point. The point is, life isn't worth living unless you can screw with people.
Yeah, in fact, like a few months ago, I mean, me and Steve went to the Best Buy to go look at the Galaxy Tab, and everyone who touched this tab was text messaging this poor soul. I mean, this dude was getting bombarded with the messages. So I felt bad. So I got on there and I was like, "Hey, I'm in prison. Can you come get me? I need help." But the guy kept replying, being a good sport. He's like, "I can't, bro. I'm at work."
I know. I mean, come on, Best Buy, have it on display with live text messaging.
Yes,
it's the dumbest thing. It's crazy. All right. Lalo, you're done, right?
I got 24 more apps to... I'm sorry. I'm done.
We don't have time, Dor. I mean, Lalo. Dor, you're never going to live that home screen episode down. I'm sorry.
I know, but people liked it. I want to believe.
I'm totally kidding. I mean, it was long, but there was a lot of information. It wasn't...
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It was good.
I actually did get 2 PMs from people that said, "I don't think we need to know that much about it." And I said, "You could fast forward."
It's true. Hey, better more than less, or than not enough. All right, Timster, what do you got for us?
Steve.
What?
Justin TV's up now.
Thank you.
I don't know why I got a little car theme going on this week. I ran across my father-in-law loves to keep track of gas mileage and loves to brag about what kind of gas mileage his car gets, and he just is always tinkering with his cars and keeping track of mileage and everything like that. So I showed him this app that I found, and it's called A-Car. And it's just kind of an all-in-one application to track, manage vehicle maintenance, fill-ups, fuel mileage, and I've seen quite a few of these apps around, but this one caught my eye because of its interface.
Why does it look so familiar?
Because Lalo brought it up.
Yeah, and
because what?
Lalo brought it up.
Lalo brought it up?
Timster.
Yes.
One more strike, and then you got the hat trick.
I know, man.
Well, and it's good that he brought this up, because I want to say I tried to use the app and I had to uninstall it because it was too much for me. So if that fits your father's bill well, where he likes to put a lot of information in, this app is perfect. But I just wanted something as simple as gas mileage. This thing wanted to know all type of information, like who was in my car, how often I walk my dogs, and I was like, I can't do this.
It's in your car. Do you use it, Tim?
Well, yeah. I just started using it a few days ago, and I've logged in like one of my main cars that I use. And but I just love the interface of it. And Dora, I know you go through a lot of trouble there in the forums to keep up with the apps we talk about.
Yeah, it ain't
and I
trouble,
really need to start going there. I preach the forums, but I need to go there myself and kind of get caught up before I start a show here. But yeah, you're right.
No. I mean,
there was only a few shows, Timster, that you weren't on, so there can't be that many apps.
Right. And honestly, bringing up apps again is not a bad thing.
Right.
This is a very good app, but like Lalo, I found it, I don't want to say demanding, but it had a lot of empty white space where I didn't put stuff in.
Yeah, well, yeah, it does. The setup does take time to do, but I mean, once it's done though, I mean,
right.
I mean, you don't have to do all that again. So you fill everything in and boom, boom, boom. And so, yeah, I just wanted to bring it up since, Lalo already has. So, so yeah, I would recommend that app, though. My father-in-law loved it.
Yes,
So
and I can see it being very helpful if you're always on the road for your job, or where you have to put in an expense report, and this could be very helpful.
definitely.
I wanted to find a Waffle House around me, but
You guys need to listen to the post show of Podnutz Pro. It was just completely Waffle House oriented. But,
Yeah.
I love Waffle House.
Graphs and maps and all that.
yeah,
My father-in-law was into that too. So.
it looks cool. I mean, it's colorful.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, seriously, I'm doing like all this work for my taxes right now, and I have to go through every time I got my car maintained, gas put in, everything. So like, it is a pain. If I had it all in here, it would be cool. I admit.
Yeah.
All right, Tim.
Well, let me see if I can find another app we've talked about here. Oh, this was really amusing to me. I thought it was really funny. You want to talk about cheesy? I mean, this really, I thought I got a chuckle out of. It's called Driver Flash It, and basically what it says you can do is like while you're driving, you can like flash people messages.
Oh, dude, this is awesome.
Yeah, I just figured you'd like that one, Steve. But I could just see like see, there's all the options that you get on, and they're all kind of
Customizable.
Customizable. But I could just see Steve D'Amico, driving and getting all upset at somebody, and when they start driving by him, he holds "Stop tailgating me" out the window. I mean, yeah, that's how Steve
awesome.
would handle his road rage, right?
What's this called?
Driver Flash It.
Driver Flash It. And
This is gold.
I seriously, a couple years ago, I wanted to buy a scrolling LED screen for my back window and have programmable message in my car.
Same here.
yeah.
I never did it, but this will work. This will work.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, that was kind of disappointing. I mean,
illegal.
it would have really made it good if they would have had, where's FU? Well, I guess you could make one that says that.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess they
Yeah.
keep the road rage ones that really out.
Yeah, yeah.
I want
But,
to have one that says, "Do you have a license?" My brother said that. One guy just totally cut him off, and my brother went right up to him at the light, told him roll down his window. The guy rolled it down. And he goes, "Do you have a license?" The guy's like, "Yeah, I do." Anyway, that's always a good thing to say. All right, Timster. What else?
This is a killer app. I thought it was awesome. I'm kind of proud of myself about finding this one. It's called PCI Vendor/Device Database. And it's just a very simple app that can be used to find out which drivers you need to install to get a PCI card running based on the VIN/dev strings that the OS reports.
Are you serious?
And the database comes from SourceForge.net.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. So, basically, let's see, I'll show you here. You just punch it up, and it brings you to a pretty simple screen here. You just punch in the information that, you go in Device Manager, and you find out a device that you don't have a device you don't have a driver for, a PCI device, and you just fill in the slots, and it'll look up the driver for you.
And it gets the driver. It actually finds the driver file.
Yes, from a database. It's a 1.5 megabyte database that you originally download, which is pretty big for a database,
What does it give you, though, Timster? A link to the driver?
Now that I don't know. I don't know because I actually haven't had a chance to try it on a PCI card that I don't have a driver for. But let's see. I don't see anywhere where it says it, actually.
That's okay.
I don't think it gives you the driver. I would imagine it would give you the name of the driver or a link or something.
Right. It says it can be used to find out which drivers you need. That's all it says.
Right.
That's a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Hey, Timster, I got a message for you.
Okay.
That's very nice of you, Lalo.
Oh, yeah.
It says thank you to people listening on the audio.
Oh,
You're-
sorry.
You're very welcome.
Did you just type that in?
No,
That
that
was
was part of his app.
No, did it come pre-programmed in there?
Yes, sir.
Nice. All right, Timster, what else you got, if anything?
This might be, I don't know, this isn't really old news, I guess. Highlander would really like this, but this from the Android guys, the Dish Network lets customers watch live TV on Android tablets. Chalk it up. Win for the Android users who are Dish Network customers. The free Dish Remote Access Android app gives Dish Network customers the ability to watch their live and recorded TV on compatible smartphones, tablets, and laptops.
Wow.
Yep. And in addition to watching live and recorded TV, the Dish Remote Access app also allows for DVR controls.
Wow. You know, I've seen DVR controls before from your phone, but I never saw ability to view the programs right on the phone. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I mean, Dish Network to me seems like the I don't know, how could you say this? Like the black sheep of the provider, the content providing companies. I don't know. It's people. Is it like catching on? Is it as good as DirecTV?
Highlander lives and dies by the Dish Network.
He does. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know too much about it, I guess.
He says the DVRs, the players, the actual hardware is a lot better.
Yeah.
A lot more.
I hear the same thing. They're like not mentioned enough.
Right.
Some people say they're second tier. They just don't get enough, I guess, press compared to like Comcast, who's everywhere and owns cities and everything else.
Exactly. Don't remind me.
I'm sorry.
All right, Timster, anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. Steve D.
Hey.
Over to you, bud. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I found a I found a really cool app. I like GPSs and maps and all that stuff. We for all the old school listeners knows that. And I found this great app I really like. It's called GPS Status and Toolbox. It's pretty neat. It's a really good. I hope I'm not. Hope this isn't. I posted it twice. Hold on.
That's all right. It's you got the title right.
Times.
It's okay. It is GPS Status and Toolbox.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like this app. It's got a really good compass on it, and it works really well. In fact, the compass, I don't understand how well it worked, but it worked indoors for me. It just doesn't make sense. I don't understand how that works so well indoors, but it worked for me really well indoors.
That is kind of odd.
Yeah,
because it uses the GPS.
I think it uses the GPS, and it had GPS information when I was indoors.
Maybe you got a weak signal somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but it works really well, and I like it a lot. It's great for geocaching, but there's better geocaching apps than just this. But if you really want a kind of a good challenge, then this would be pretty neat.
It's free. That's good.
And it is free. Yeah, that's the other best part about it. But there's this is really cool, and this is just a nice tool to have if you're kind of a GPS nut like I am. But so Lifehacker did a nice article recently on the best health and fitness apps for Android. I'll post that in the chat here.
That sounds cool. I guess I can get into
and
that.
There's some really good apps in there. And they did a nice review on them. And let's see. I'm really interested in one of them. I just haven't had a chance because it's so cold out here to really give it a shot. And one of them is called My Tracks. This one looks the most interesting to me. For people in the warmer climates, this would be, I'm sure, a lot more fun to play with than the colder climates like where I'm currently residing. And it's called, the one that I like in this, there's this whole bunch of fitness apps. One right now is Runkeeper Pro. That's another one of these this Lifehacker list here. And Runkeeper Pro looks really great for anybody who's considering running and or getting a little more fit for the new year. And there's a great review, and right now it's free. I think it's $10 normally, but for January, Runkeeper Pro I think is free.
Yeah, it's free till the end of the month.
Yeah, so that's
that kind of app's really good for hiking too, like up in the mountains and places where you don't have cell phone service.
Yes. Yeah, wherever you're going, you're gonna have at least GPS coverage. And what a lot of these apps do, I'm pretty sure Runkeeper does it, and I know My Tracks definitely does it. And another one of my favorites, what's the name of that one? I have to look it up. There's another favorite of mine that actually does a lot of similar stuff. I have to look it up. I wasn't prepared for this one.
No, you weren't prepared? Huh. It's odd. It's not like you.
Every Trail. Every Trail Pro. is another kind of app that's a lot like these, and a lot of them what they do is they track your movements as you're going along your routes, and then it holds all the GPS data for your trip, how fast you moved, all sorts of different things, and then end your route, and then later on it could pipe it to a Google Map so you can see your route and what you did, and then you could even track your time and see if you're making better time through your routes, which is pretty neat.
Huh.
Yeah, that's great to see, especially for the new year, if you're embarking on like a new fitness regimen and you're going for a long trip or a couple miles, whatever it might be, running, biking, hiking, whatever it might be, and you want to see how good your time is, say, in a few months. Then these apps are really great to track that progress. It's pretty neat.
Awesome. All free.
Yeah, I think they're free. Well, Runkeeper Pro definitely won't be free after this month.
Okay,
But
I did see that. I did see that early on.
Yeah. Well, I know it's free because I thought it was a utility, like Runkeeper, like application Running Keeper. So I was like, oh, cool. I went and saw it. Oh, exercising? Never mind.
Delete. Uninstall.
But this is the time. This is the time that people are looking for this stuff because all the New Year's resolutions are pretty much lose some weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, and the only thing I'd say is, technically, you don't have to have GPS even on a device to get GPS. It just isn't as accurate. They can use Wi-Fi triangulation to figure out an approximate. It's usually like about 30 meters off when you do that, but it is possible.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I knew they used Wi-Fi triangulation, but I didn't know it would be compass sensitive. It's sensitive enough to move a compass, but I guess so.
I forget who said it. Somebody said threw in this tip with me, and I didn't really get it, and then when they kind of explained it to me, it made more sense. It said getting two cell phone batteries is a great idea. I forget who it was. It might have been Will, and
it was.
Was it Will? Okay, yeah. And initially I was like, come on, that's kind of silly. But you know what? If you're going to use these apps and you're going to go on trips, like if you're going to go on a hike or you're going biking and things like that, having a spare battery for your trip would be a fantastic idea. If you're halfway through your route and your phone's about to die or is going to die for sure, and you're relying on your phone for audio and GPS information and everything else, and you don't want it to die, then having a spare battery is fantastic and usually dirt cheap. If you go on eBay, you'll find batteries usually for like less than $10 probably, and including shipping.
I remember him saying that to me, and I think it's a good idea. But to me, it's on the same line as backing up your data, like having an external hard drive and backing up all your data, or backing up data to the cloud. It's like something that everybody should do, and it's nice to have, but nobody really ever does. But the way Will said, he said, he bought a cheap ass battery. He charges it up. He alternates his battery, and he just keeps it in his wallet because it's so thin. Yeah. He has it on him all the time, so it's not like you're carrying around this big heavy thing, or you have to have a separate case for it. And I think that's a good idea to just throw it in your wallet. But
I guess for normal, like regular people that aren't using these fitness apps, maybe it's kind of like, maybe I'll do that one.
Right,
but
right.
If you're going to use these apps, then you're going to want to do that because, I think people will eventually figure it out that they're going to need it or something like that. Because I have used a lot of these apps, especially EveryTrail. I've used that one, and I've taken long like hikes on that, and you find that using audio and then having your wireless going for the regular cell phone, and then you're listening, your GPS is rocking, you're probably looking at your screen a bunch of times, and you're gone for a few hours, your battery gets killed quick, and especially if you're going to be out for like 6 hours. So it's really great for those situations to have a second battery. That's my opinion.
I agree. Williams in the chat. He said he got his battery for $8 on Amazon. Can't be.
Wow.
All right. Anything else, Steve?
No, that's it.
Cool. All right. I know Lalo brought Sound Recorder, and I didn't expect to bring a similar type app, but my app for this week is called 4 Tracks Lite. It's more for like music recording because you could record 4 separate tracks. I don't know if you guys ever did any kind of recording, but when recording became affordable for the normal person, they had like you could buy a cassette tape, and buy a 4-track recorder, and it would just be like this little recorder with a bunch of knobs on it. You put the cassette in, and a cassette actually has 4 tracks on it that you can record separately. That's the way those actual tape cassettes were made. And so these recorders took advantage of that, and you could record 4 tracks on each one. Well, this is like an app that is a 4-track recorder. And let me punch it up real quick, and I'll give you a quick demo on it. It's very simple, but that is why I like it. There's almost no features except that the ones that you just need to do some quick recording. It's great for recording like some ideas you might have if you think of a song or think of like a little riff or something. But what I think is cool is you can create harmonies on it. Like you can record your own voice, and then you can record yourself on top of your voice on top of your voice in that way. You know what I'm saying? Let me try to do a quick demo on this. I don't know how it's going to work, but let me unplug. I'm not going to be able to hear you guys, so don't say anything bad about it.
Huh? Does dubbing?
Yeah, it dubs.
How is that spelled?
I'll try to do a quick little demo here. All right, recording, arming track 1. I hit record. Oops. Let me create a new project. I'm going to call it, I don't know, Q, enter. And here we go. Create. Okay, track 1 is armed for recording. And I'm going to hit record. Here we go. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me see if that recorded. Good. It recorded. You guys won't be able to hear it yet, but you'll hear it when it's done. Next track's armed for recording. Here we go. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm harmonizing here. I'm very talented. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more track. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, now it probably sounded like crap to you guys, but when I plug it all back in and hit play, let's see how bad it actually sounded. And here we go. Let me play it again. Let me play it again. Here we go.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay, now I just screamed into my Apple freaking headset mic, and when you actually use the mic on your phone, it records pretty damn good. Like Lalo said, with his sound recorder, the sound quality's there on these mics. It's good for just putting down ideas, and even if you have want to record a guitar track and then sing over it, and you have a piano, you could put down ideas real quick on here. And I'm really impressed with the interface, how it shows. Let me switch the camera here. How it actually shows each track with a sound waveform on it. They each have a mute button on each track as well, and it has panning. You could pan left and right stereo for each track, so you could totally make stereo recordings with this, and then you could save it as a wave or an OGG. I thought it was badass, and it's completely free. They do make a pro version, which I don't know the benefits of buying the pro version. I think maybe you could do higher quality recordings. But I thought it was awesome. You can make a quick little a cappella recording in like a minute. So,
Steve, can I ask how's that spelled?
4 tracks light. And in App Brain, 4 tracks is one word, of course. And light is L-I-T-E. So for the normal Joe, it would be impossible to find, just trying to type it normally. But it comes up as if you type 4 tracks, one word, and then light, L-I-T-E. And it's neat. I think everyone should check it out and explore their musical abilities. All right, let's get into some news here. Let me pull up my notes. All right, let's talk about the Galaxy Tab here. Now, I was on the verge of buying one, and then Dor said, don't buy one because the Motorola Zoom with an X, Zoom, is coming out soon, and that's going to have honeycomb, and that's going to be awesomer. And so I didn't wait just because of that reason. I waited because I didn't want to pay $30 monthly on a plan with Sprint, but I did wait, and I didn't get the Galaxy Tab. And then, CES is rolling around. Motorola is showing off their Zoom now. And, like I told Dor in the beginning, the interface of Honeycomb looks very Windowsy. It looks like Windows 7. And the main thing is that I wouldn't buy it is the form factors. It's not for me. I want the 7-inch screen. I have an iPad. I don't need a 10-inch tablet. I want the 7-inch screen. That's the form factor I love about the tab. It's all about the form factor with me on that. So I even considered, after seeing the Zoom and hearing all the thing about how you need dual quarter on Honeycomb, blah blah blah, I still am compelled to buy the tab. It's not totally out of my mind. I'm not going to buy it. What do you guys think?
It came down in price $100, and someone's going to have a Wi-Fi only version here, I believe they said in a couple weeks.
That's cool. I don't want a Wi-Fi version actually. I want to have the 3G.
Well,
How
the
much-
plus
how
is
much is
you could then wireless tether it to your phone.
Yeah, but I think I can't remember who said it. I think it was on Mac Break Weekly or something. I can't remember who had. No, it was Jarvis on Google This Week in Google.
Yeah.
Has one. He loves it. He says if you don't buy the plan with it, you can't get GPS functionality out of it. So the Wi-Fi, I don't think the Wi-Fi one has GPS functionality. So
It could, but it won't be accurate. I'll say.
Okay. You know.
And it's one of those things. You got to remember, this is also the guy that took back the iPad.
Yeah, I know, but I heard his reasoning why he loves it, and it was the same reasons I did.
Gotcha.
I love the form factor, and it's just a solid device. It really is. You got to pick one up.
Don't get me wrong. I would love to have one. The only thing that scares me is I know I'm going to have it for 2 years, and if Honeycomb is what everyone says it is, then you're basically never going to get a system update on that thing.
Right. You know what? It's like what you said too about the modded ROMs. You're perfectly happy with it. I might be perfectly happy with that thing. And by the way, nobody ever. Well, not nobody. I don't care what plan I'm on. I never keep my phone for the full length of the plan. I sometimes pay the early termination fee, which is drastically reduced if you go over a year or something like that. Anyway, so I don't feel like I'm locked in. I never feel like I'm locked in with those contracts. An early termination fee is usually. If you have the phone or device long enough, it's under $100, and I'm willing to pay that. So I just don't like the $30 a month on additional on top of my phone. But the main reason I brought this up is because you're seeing all these new tablets coming out in CES, and Honeycomb needs dual core. But I still like the form factor of that tab. You guys see anything else that'll top that?
I'm still a mark for the Atom tablet, and I can't tell you why. I think it might be partially because it has a revolving camera, so you can do front and back. And that's one I've actually seen being used for a couple months. It's just now hitting production.
Okay.
But I'm just always skeptical with CES stuff. But there's good stuff there. They also have that Motorola.
Let's talk about that thing. Did you
What's
guys
it called?
Did you guys see this? Have you guys been watching any CES stuff?
No.
Dude, I know what you're talking about, Dor. Tell me if I'm wrong. It's it's like a laptop, but it's like a dummy laptop. There's really no. I don't think there's any actual. I don't know if it actually has like an OS or anything in it, but basically it's a laptop with a dock on the back for your phone. You dock your phone in it, and your phone is the computer that powers the laptop. So it's like putting a big screen and a keyboard on your phone. I don't know the name of it, Dor, but it works with the new Verizon phone that's coming out. Guys in the chat room, help me out with this. It's super awesome. It's a super thin, little bigger than a netbook-sized laptop that opens up. You just dock your phone in the back, and then it brings the laptop to life with your phone. It's through USB, I think. Gosh, I don't remember the name of it. The Avid.
That sounds really cool.
Isn't it, dude? I wish I could pull up a picture of it. It's the Avid or something like that. Verizon Avid.
I don't know. But here's a good verbiage.
What?
Motorola unleashes Android onslaught at CES, and they did. They released. They showed off a phone, 2 tablets. This device and like 1 or 2 other devices. They went blitzkrieg on there.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm watching some of the coverage, and that's actually the thing that impressed me the most, that laptop thing, because you don't have to tether your phone to the laptop. Your phone actually becomes the laptop. It's so neat. You gotta check
the
it out.
links there in the chat.
Here you go. You ready?
Max
Perhaps,
Team,
here it is.
Yeah,
Are you
there it
ready?
is. There it is.
It's called perhaps the most notable feature of the Atrix. Atrix.
That's what it's called.
Is its compatibility with several accessories that can be turned into a device more like a small laptop or desktop computer.
That is it. Super
and
awesome.
This is the dual core too.
Yeah, it's actually the first dual core cell phone.
Yeah.
Where is it?
I know the only thing I can say, I'll put the link in the Justin chat. The only thing I can say when I heard that was giggity giggity.
I know. I want it. It's a sweet looking little laptop too. It's super thin. I don't like how the phone hangs out the back too far. Hopefully you could swivel it upwards. But maybe they're just doing that for the sake of the picture. But it's just so awesome. It's just so awesome.
It is really cool.
Yeah. I'm totally into that. All right, any other Android news?
I'll just say this is how a lot of people envisioned the future of computers like 3-4 years ago. Your computer would be in your pocket. And then when you would go someplace, you would have this huge bulky thing that's dumb. A stupid monitor and a stupid keyboard. And the power of the computer would be in your pocket. So you would have a truly portable operating system.
That's right. I do remember talks of that. I do.
Yeah. Yeah, because to me it was like a Blade Runner-esque.
I still have yet to watch that movie entirely.
It's a little weird.
That's what I remember watching it halfway and going, this is a little weird. A lot weird.
Oh.
Did you ever see that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Speaking of dual-core devices, the Droid Bionic is coming to Motorola.
Droid Bionic.
Yeah, tell us about that one.
Well, it's 512 megabytes of RAM, dual-core processor. Allows you to experience 4G-like power. And 8-megapixel camera on the back. It's got a front-facing camera, 4.3-inch QHD quality display. It's a beast. And Motorola is boasting here. Now, they're pretty much going out on a limb, I think. And let's see if I can find that.
How big is the screen?
4.3.
Yeah, 4.3. Let's see if I can find out what I'm talking about here.
And it's a 4G phone.
Yeah. They say Verizon Wireless said the device with 4G LTE capabilities will enable its mobile subscribers to download internet content at speeds up to 10 times faster than 4G.
Really?
How it has Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I mean, they're not really releasing a lot of information on it. You really can't find much on it spec-wise. I mean, the basic specs, and then these few little quotes that they're saying through interviews, but I don't have the specifics really.
Very cool.
I'm stoked, man, because it's a beast.
Yeah,
it looks nice.
It does. It looks pretty. It looks like the Evo, but the devices keep rolling out. Got to admit. So I like. I don't know. The thing about CES is the thing I think I'm most interested in is like what they're doing with Android. Because the 3D, just throw it out the window with me. I could care less. I don't care if people are jumping out of the screen physically. It's just not. This is what I'm interested in. So that laptop thing blew me away. Let's see what happens with the Tab though. I haven't given up on it actually. Let's wait till hopefully this will drive the price down that I can afford it. So. Well,
I just want to let you guys spend all your money and test all these things, so then I'll know which one to get. I know where to put my money.
You know?
Yeah, that's why I'm a late adopter on a lot of this stuff.
I'll tell you what, guys. About half an hour before the show, I drove out to Best Buy to buy my Google TV. I decided, it clicked in my head. There's a Sony one, an open box one. They took $100 off the thing with the Blu-ray player in it, that white Sony box with the Blu-ray player and the awesome little controller. And I went out to buy it, and I forgot that they're closed. It was after 9, so I didn't get it. So
did you hear that you can hack it now?
Yeah, but you gotta like open it up and solder a jack to it or something, don't you?
Yes, you do. You have to solder a port to the motherboard,
dude, and then
that will let you load a different flash module.
Right.
Then you can go to NBC, Fox, and every place.
Right. I mean, if it was a mod that would actually allow me to like access the Android market, I would do it. If it's only to allow me to watch NBC and the other networks, who cares? Forget it.
See, here's what I don't get. Me knowing very little about the Android system that I know of, there isn't any way you could just like manually copy a file or files into a given directory that would allow you to install things.
Right. To me too, where I wasn't thinking that. That's pretty smarter than I was thinking. I was thinking that there just has to be a way to do it.
Right, because it's been now, over a month and there's still not a market for it?
But what they said in the first quarter of Q1, I mean, I'm into this. I don't know why people are bashing this Google TV. I mean, Everybody uses the Angry Birds analogy, but you can, when you get access to the market, you just play Angry Birds on your HD TV.
Yeah.
And the Sony remote is almost like an Xbox controller. So I'm kind of psyched. I mean, I would play all kinds of games on that thing right through the market. Download it right out of the market. We'll see. I hope Google hasn't given up on this because I'm going to buy it. So I want it. All right. Who's that?
My cousin.
All right. Anybody have any other stuff to bring to the table before we end off?
I have one quick thing.
Yes.
My battery for my phone was very expensive. It was a whole $2 with shipping.
On eBay?
Yeah.
It's not like the box the battery came in or anything, right? It's the actual battery?
The battery, $2.
Damn. How many did you buy?
I bought one.
Sweet.
If I bought two, then I'd just, I don't know.
I
They'd just sit in a drawer. So
yeah, I'm with you.
So is there like a charger that you hook up the battery to?
Yeah, the phone.
Yeah, the phone. There have been phones that have had little charger things.
Right. I mean, there has to be a charge. Cause if I buy extra batteries, I want them fully charged. I don't want to.
William says he rotates them out, which that's one of the things I wouldn't be too crazy about doing, but I guess for the benefit, if you like, Steve D said, if you're into exercising and all that, it might be worth it. I don't know.
Will says to make sure it's an OEM battery, otherwise the phone might not charge it. Ooh.
Oh, for $2, I'm sure it's quality battery, Steve.
Yeah, I can say I've seen the message on my phone, and I've never changed the battery where it turned on once, like back in September, and it said, "This is not a authorized battery, and we will not charge it." Something to that effect. I thought, what?
You have 10 seconds to turn your phone off, or it will self-destruct.
Right, that's what I felt like. So I just rebooted the phone, and thankfully it came up.
All right, let's roll through real quick here. Dor, where can people find you?
They can go to cr-48forums.com, podnutz.com/forums, podnutz.com/lounge, free node IRC channel, pound podnuts, door-to-door-geek@gmail.com, door-to-door-geek@podnuts.com.
All over the web.
Now you're just making stuff up.
It did sound like it for a while.
I'm just kidding. All right, that's where you can find Dor. Rewind it if you missed it. Timster, where can people find you?
Steve McLaughlin can bring up Z for root every other week, and nobody says a word. I bring up one small app that Lalo mentioned 3 months ago, and I get reprimanded. I see how it is. Tim'sComputerFix.com.
Timster, I'm sorry, but I have to profusely apologize after the show. Steve D, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter, SMD Steve.
Awesome. Lalo?
I want to say I appreciate when Tipster brings up apps that we had before, because like a fresh reminder, because I go and re-download them.
Thank you. You're welcome, Lalo. You're welcome.
You're welcome, sir. The site is lalonunez.com. Trying to update it more frequently. So,
all righty. There you have it. And that is going to be it for Android App Addicts for this week. Let's see. We should probably have some pretty cool stuff after we see what comes out of CES. So next week's show should be pretty awesome as well. Well, not that this show was awesome, but I hope you liked it.
thanks, Steve.
All right, that's it for Android App Addicts. See you guys next time.